Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back through the mists into this little part of the domains of dread that we like to call Barovia. First things first, a big shout out and a hello to everyone that's joining us. Everyone was here eagerly waiting already. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Quest Junkies UK and everyone. Monks Games, thank you. Hi Lucy, I see you there. Alien, I see you there. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so. Also, a big thanks to people that are joining us after the event, catching up with the VODs, those VODs ones that we like to say, over on YouTube and here. And of course, big thanks to Syrinscape for allowing us to provide a soundtrack to tonight's adventure. Music and sound effects coming from them, with extra music coming to you from Dark Fantasy Studio. Then over on YouTube, the wonderful works of Travis Savoy, and also over on Patreon, Will Savoy as well. Have a look at the VOD over on YouTube and look down in the... echo please, Emma. Thank you. And look down in the information on the VOD there for the information and all the names and things to click and search and have a look at over there. Now, let us get back into things. Last time... Hey, Esmeralda. Are they going to be able to save you? Or will you languish in obscurity forevermore?
That one.
Oh, hush. Okay. Well, we can pack up and go home then. You don't need to bother all these people and take up their good time.
No, we'll still defeat Strahd. It's just Esmeralda's done.
Oh, I see. The priorities have changed. Okay.
Or has Esmeralda already defeated Strahd? Now,
Like, most likely scenario.
Now, she's the vampire, and it's now a dating sim.
no!
Hell yeah! No.
I know I'm old, but did I accidentally share my notes with you from OneNote or something? Did I press the wrong button? Oh, sorry.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, so last time we were here in Barovia, you were in the graveyard of Berez, talking with a death speaker. The strange centaur-looking ex-archfey who had been, it turned out, Xenacus's sisters. He has a sister. Patron, as she became impatient with her book studies and wizardly ways and decided to speed up the process somewhat by dabbling in Warlock. Much like if you caught our Frostmaiden game on Tuesday. That's freaky when like going off one camera and coming into the next shot, Sif. Look at my long arms.
I didn't consider that.
And fuss with Crick, because you and Crick are next to each other like you are in real life. So it's just like long arms. Is that you casting Mage Hand?
On my screen on Discord, I'm seeing it. It looks like you're just putting your arm behind Emma and then hitting Kobe because she's in between you guys.
That looks too.
I see it on the stream, and it's even. Oh, it's very good.
Anyway, as I was saying, yes, back on Tuesday's game in Frostmaiden, one of our players, Mockingbird, became a warlock of Oral the Frostmaiden herself. I'm sure that won't have repercussions down the line. Check out, there's a clip of that. Some very nice music in the background, thanks to Travis Savoy over on YouTube. So, everybody, you were chatting away with this death speaker and finding out all this juicy lore and information, and Krieg was doing his kind of Black Friday-esque supermarket sweep, grab all the magic items and run from the mausoleum building inside. Although he wasn't running because he was being a naughty boy. He was invited to help himself to those items.
He wanted to be.
And speaking of Krieg, he spoke with this death speaker, and they talked about the Ladies of the Thanes, and how if he's able to get the last Lady of the Mountain Thanes bead on this necklace that he is accumulating, the death speaker might be able to help him and give him the knowledge he needs due to their Fae connection, as these ladies were apparently Fae themselves before becoming goddesses in this land. He might be able to help them figure out how they need to reconsecrate the stone circles, thus taking away the power that Strahd took from them. After you left the graveyard, you passed a very distinctive grave with a statue on top, which stood out because the statue was almost identical to Irina, the Burgermeister's daughter from the village of Barovia, who you had escorted to Valaki so that she might be out of Strahd's reach, at least a little further away from the castle. There was a slight dabbling with your fates as you attacked the grave, and were quickly advised off doing so. And then you waded back into the murky mire of the swollen river that Strahd had used to destroy this town after it irked him, as you found out, for killing this girl, Marina, who was the Burgermeister's daughter, and it was the Burgermeister and the priest who was left an undead thrall nailed to the side of his own church, forever to look upon the destruction that his actions had led to. You waded through, finding your way back to Esmeralda's wagon, and plumbing the depths of your memory, you found the password tucked away somewhere, and were able to summon forth the ethereal horses, and were transported back to the tower that we see before us on the map here, the tower on the promontory in Lake Baratok, where waited Maxine, the Harper agent speaking horse from Waterdeep. Which sounds really strange every time I say it. Hey. And
It is.
also,
But it's neat.
Ayamaris, who, those of you joining us here, thank you everyone for coming on by. Those of you joining us here may recognize more by the name Van Richten. Van Richten's his pen name, some little book coming up soon, I'm not sure. But Ayamaris, who was Esmeralda and Xenicus's previous tutor in the Blood Hunter ways, was distraught, to say the least, to hear that Esmeralda had been taken by Strahd and flown off with to the castle. He leapt onto Maxine's back and was about to gallop off when you, luckily, talked him down. And he stayed his hand, as Maxine stayed her hooves. And you find yourselves here, on the shore of Lake Baratok, next to the broken-down Wizard's Tower, deciding how to go about heading to the castle, for it is to the castle that you are destined to go. Now, let me bring up this lovely tower for you. Sorry, Steph.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry. I was like, open it.
Oop. There we go. Okay. Yes, Azara.
Shall we freshen up? Looking down at my grave dirt pants.
Soaked with swamp water.
Yeah.
Yeah, traditional
wouldn't mind
Floridian costume.
Add some fantasy gators.
Yeah. The Everglades. Yeah.
Sorry.
The Everblades, a group of mercenaries who live in the Everglades and have crocodile familiars.
That would be a
Yes,
good good adventuring party's name.
And they wear
Yeah.
Crocs.
Oh jeez.
Drive
And they all
airboat.
wear Crocs. The
Everyone drives-
sponsorable
Focus
fashion.
people,
airboat
focus
and their
people.
own crocodile.
Okay, you ask us to plan. It's only natural we go off course immediately.
You started it
don't
on.
agree with that.
Tangent.
Well, I thought that was our plan, was to hire the The Everblades.
We're gonna
The
hire the
Everblades.
Everglades to take care
Who
of our
are these
problems for us.
mysterious Everblades, and where do they get their crocodiles? No.
Hey, Dylan.
Vanta will just agree with. Hello. Vanta will agree with Asara and just say, a moment to gather our thoughts. It couldn't be all that bad. I must apologize for being out of sorts the last few hours, and I would just like a moment to breathe, maybe, before we go traipsing into Strahd's home.
That only makes sense. I need a few minutes to look over all this stuff. Anyway.
That was suspicious of you, but fine.
His loot.
I assume you're pointing to that giant pile of treasure. I
Ka-ching.
see.
Yeah, this stuff in my pouch, yeah.
You just got a huge swag bag. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. It is positively Santa-esque.
Amaris has prestidigitation, so he's just like walking around you, just like pish, 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 cleaning you up,
We're new people by the end.
cleaning you up and drying you out.
Oh,
How
good.
kind of
Shall we?
Well, Vanta wants to just look at Xenicus really quick, just check, see if she can't get anything about his mental state, how he's feeling physically.
How he's feeling physically? Physically, he looks fine.
Oh, good.
Mentally, though.
Mentally, he's a Vanta goblin.
Mentally, he's in like 8 places at once.
I mean, Vanta's passive insight isn't terrible.
It's,
I think
like Zedicus is not good at hiding his emotions. That's the thing, because he keeps switching. Like the problem with the whole like switching seasons all the time is that you don't get time long enough in one time to kind of get hold of yourself. You're constantly switching and having to relearn your ability to hold your own emotions.
I think Vanta will go up to him and just sort of look up at his hair and just say, your palette is looking a little muddy.
He just like looks over and you can still see there's like the eyes are red from like tears earlier, but he's not crying right now. He just looks at his hair. He's like, the hair is not important right now. Got a job to do.
What it means is a little more important, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose it does. But got a job to do. We go to get there. We have dinner. I guess we're not killing him now, unless Amaris tries.
I don't have a vessel to contain him yet, so it's impossible, but...
Plus, we've got to go kill a dragon first, supposedly.
Speaking of Amaris Seneca, you see he's walked towards that kind of north shore of the island, like on the lake side of the tower's edge, and he's just standing on the edge of the water, just looking out towards the mountains on the far side.
That's very pensive. Relatable.
You're feeling better, I guess?
I don't feel the instinctual terror.
Okay. I thought that was going to end. That's better.
Yes. I will stop there, then.
No, that's good to hear.
Though, it seems we have a reprieve, if only for a moment. It'd be a shame to lose it.
Well, yes, you've got the gang back together, I guess. So, did you know who they were?
Who?
Just kind of nods towards the box.
Of course. My queen would not keep that from me.
I see. Might have been nice to say something, though.
You know how remiss I can be with social situations. Right, I will get ready to
That
leave
was
then.
incredibly self-aware for you. which makes me doubt the truth that you said.
Asara has been helping me. Asara's been helping
Wait,
me.
tell the truth? She's not the person you need to go to for that.
Social cues.
Oh, right.
But it is the truth, of course it is.
Yeah,
So,
like, strangely enough, she is the best for that. That does not bode well for us.
what makes you think it's not the truth, Seneca's? Do you question my faith?
That, not at all.
Good. I must take a walk.
I see.
She starts just walking around, like pacing around the area. She does not go out of line of sight at all, but she's just like.
Seneca's looked like he was in like split 8 ways before, and now he looks split in like 10 ways. He's now
Sweet! I'm
worse
glad I
than what he
helped.
was.
What did we expect?
So, while all this is happening, just completely on his own, Krieg has stood atop the caravan and has taken the staff that he collected out of his bag, and like everyone could see him kind of fawning over it for a little while, and then he starts like kind of like motioning with it. Like, do you know the scene in the first Spider-Man movie where Tobey Maguire's like trying to figure out how the web works?
Oh yeah.
He's doing that, but with staff. He's like holding it over his head and like waving it around, and he seems like really frustrated that it doesn't seem to be doing anything at all.
All right, it seems like everyone's having an anxiety attack now. Time for us to leave. Amaris?
Okay, I was gonna say, Xenacus was gonna walk over to Amaris before we moved
Oh,
on.
okay. Sorry.
It's so good.
I'll let you do that.
Constant.
I was too enthralled with the wands and the pacing. I forgot what Michael said.
Kuki Ondio.
I hadn't got
Oh, that's me. I think you're very good in social situations. That's why Vanta trusts you the most.
it, which is
In
why
those instances.
Santa is not improving.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, Xenacus is gonna head over to Amaris. And the first like before he kind of reaches him finally, he will say, like, while Amaris still gets back turned to him, he's just like, "That's not what you taught me."
What?
That brash action, rushing in. Isn't that exactly what you told me not to do?
Must be getting old and letting things slip.
Don't make excuses.
I can't lose someone else to one of their kind. Sunstar took my boy, and I'll be damned more than I am already if I'm gonna
We're
let...
pretty damned already.
But I'll not stand for this.
But there's a plan. Time, place, preparation.
True, but every moment spent here is a moment that Esmeralda is in his clutches.
And while we're a threat to him, he won't mess with her too badly. She's the leverage.
You think we're a threat to him?
Yes.
Not yet. Not yet. Krieg and Maxine need to look into these thrains, these stone circles. You have these items. Didn't Madame Eva tell you?
Yes.
Wasn't there an ally? We're not even halfway prepared.
true, but we did come across something odd.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, the people come and go. But did Esmeralda tell you that they weren't able to traverse the mists anymore?
From what? What do you mean? She was
Daniel stuck.
She came after I did. She arrived after I did.
Which was before us?
Before you, I think, yes.
And no longer leaving.
That's gone really quiet with you, Mike. Moved away, Mike.
Sorry. For good or ill, they are no longer leaving.
But why? What's changed?
And he's just gonna look in the general direction of the group as a whole.
That's very charitable of you.
That's very kind.
Like he gets that. Like I got the image that he was originally like going to look, and he just saw like Vanta panicking, and just kept moving his head and like sweeping across everyone rather than focusing.
He thought Pearl Vanta was gone. She's still here.
Look. If that just means there's one less place for him to run, then sounds pretty good to me.
Are you coming with us to this dinner arrangement?
And he holds up the invitation. I believe I was the one that was invited. Are you coming with me?
Ah, just wanted to make sure you still were in the right frame of mind. That's all.
I don't know that there's any right frame of mind for going into that place.
I'm completely insane, is what I meant.
I mean, surely your family's magical, right? So, you must have heard of Mordenkainen.
Oh, Mordenkainen.
My sister mentioned some wizard guy, magic-y. I really didn't pay attention.
From all reports, he's one of the most powerful mages that have ever existed. And he was broken and tossed aside by Strahd.
Ooh.
He arrived in the village of Barovia, spouting some courageous nonsense, and the poor folk of the village, most of them followed him right up there, right up to the gates.
We heard it.
Yes, indeed. That's what happened to Father Donovich's son.
It was Mordenkainen.
It was.
I always knew he was sus. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Grr.
He was taken from this place by friends of his equally as powerful. I do not know what happened to him after that,
May not have helped.
says Eimers. John and Melon Shrimp in chat know what happened.
Oh gosh.
And I do.
And Michael.
But Xenacus does not.
No, he
which
does
is
not.
Good.
And then the bottom three down here know what happened to him after that.
Sweet. Your worlds intertwine.
Yes. Curse of
When the
Strahd,
worlds
Dragon Heist,
collide.
and Descent into Avernus. All working in perfect symphony.
The Phoenix verse.
Stephen talks about that all the time. He mentioned it again today.
Yeah.
I don't know
I like
why he could have got that. I made his patron angel Emma's mum. By which I mean Lincoln's mum.
I'm gonna say not Lincoln's mum.
My mother.
Emma's
Hi,
mum.
Katrina. She's a god. Katrina's mum's name. Woo, information. A little bit of
The
lore.
new patron.
Low dump. Okay, so
So,
I think
the goal. for this meeting then? What's your goal?
My God.
I think we turn the tables on him. You know why he's invited us, don't you?
Eat us for dinner. Yeah.
For dinner. He wants the measure of you. He's noticed you're here. You've caused enough trouble and gotten yourselves in his books. And now he wants to figure out exactly what he's up against so that he can look forward to the sport of it. But I say we take the chance to get the measure of him. If I've taught her anything, I'm sure Esmeralda's already made some decent leeway there. Leeway? Headway.
Hopefully.
Headway.
Spent too much time here. You're losing yourself.
It does tend to spread one a little thin around the edges.
Well, we should see if Craig has figured out what those things are.
Yes, let's. Hopefully there's something useful. Come on, let's go.
God damn it.
Oh, Krieg. Oh, Krieg.
Roll me an Arcana check.
You got this.
Alright, hold on. Ooh. We are not playing Horvin tonight.
Rip.
Yeah, that's a 3.
Oh!
Roll me a
Ouch!
D100.
Oh boy.
Kind of playing Horvin tonight.
Yeah, you might be Horvin tonight. You might be a sheep.
Meh.
I was one off a fireball yesterday.
Just one. Just one.
Yeah.
God.
Do you
Well,
know
so
I
I-
had that?
Wow.
Speaking of D100s, I've had 2 players, Aelin will know this, 2 players roll for Divine Intervention and get it, and they're
Holy
only at
shit.
level 15 in the last month at least. That's the odds are crazy.
I
But yeah.
tried so hard in our Greyhawk game and I never got it.
Ah. I got a 1.
Wow.
Maybe 100?
Yeah.
Nice.
Out of 100, a 1.
That's not.
It's real.
That feels bad. That feels really
Yeah,
Very
bad.
good.
I don't like the aura of this one.
The vibes are
This is my
there.
first. This is my first one on this table, and I need you to roll me a D100
Again.
10 times
10 times? What in the
What the
hell?
fuck does that mean?
and tell me the numbers. Tell me the numbers in order.
Okay,
alright.
sweet. So we're gonna be here
In
in a little
order.
while.
Okay. Alright, so the first one is
Yes.
a
No.
5.
5.
What is
Okay.
happening?
Nonsense.
What is happening? Yeah.
You're rolling a D100, not D10,
summoning.
yeah?
Alright.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Next
We're
one.
summoning the Lords of the Abyss.
Go on,
What
let's
is
go.
going
Let's go. Let's go.
72.
22. Yep.
72.
Oh, 72. Sorry.
Number 3 is gonna be 76.
Okay.
Number 4 is gonna be a 70. What is happening?
Stop. Don't laugh.
I
We're
can't
back to
see.
you on this.
I'm down at the number 1
96.
end of the table. I can't see. Don't worry. 96.
Yep.
Okay. Halfway there.
A 76 again.
I can hear Bon Jovi shouting out from Icewind Dale.
Oh,
Another 74. What
Sorry,
the hell?
what was after 96? Sorry.
76
busy
and
doing-
74.
Bon Jovi jokes. 2, 4,
Listen.
6, 3 more.
And then a 4. And next is going to be 86.
And the last one.
And the last one is going to be 92.
Okay.
This is
John,
insanity.
think about
Ominous.
think about this.
And don't blame me.
I'm about to do art.
Oh,
We're
John.
gonna have some great character art. You just have to.
Don't the pawns always blame God? Isn't that the rule?
It's tough to be a
I mean,
god.
I hope you haven't started your Craig.
I have. I have. But I should have known. That's a mistake. The music is getting.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Disco is coming back with all that 70s.
Disco is coming back. John. Right, everybody, how can we appeal Suru? I can, but this is what I bring to the team. I'm not a murder hobo. If there's plot, I'll sink my teeth into it. If there's backstories, I'll dig it up. Hand me a shovel. Hand me the shovel of digging.
We literally tried to dig up the backstory last week.
We did, and we goblined out of it. But here's the thing: we tried, John. Remember that. Who else is giving you this? Other than the other 3 teams you DM every week. But who else is giving you this?
Craig ascends to godhood.
What I'm trying to say is, Krieg ascends to godhood and we go on our merry way, or you don't kill us. I like
It's
both
gonna
of
be like
those
a
options.
scorpion balloon hands that explode with fiery gaseous bubbles.
But, like, quick question. Can you give me those numbers again quickly while he's working this out?
Okay.
I feel
hold
like I
on.
should just write these
Because I
down
do know
for
which one. I
clarity.
do know which one is Fireball, and I just want to hear if that's what's
Okay.
going to come.
So we got a 5,
Yeah.
a 72,
Mhm.
a 76,
Mhm.
a 70,
Isn't.
a 96, another 76, a 74, 4, 86, 92.
We always sit here and we go, "Oh, I think that's the sheep. I think that's blue." And we never know.
I know what your 4 and your 6 are, because I had that come up yesterday, but I can't remember any others.
Meet
All right.
again.
Don has sat back up.
Don't know where.
All right,
Don't know what
so,
the fuck is going
As
on.
Imaris and Xenicus start coming over to the back to the tower and everyone clustered around the wagons, you can see Krieg there feverishly getting more and more stressed out and kind of teenage annoyed with these items. And he's like, "Oh, these stupid things." And he's like, "Oh, they're supposed to work together." And he's kind of like banging them together and like trying to get them to work. And Asara, you see too late. You see.
Okay, if I see, it's fine.
You see too late as sparks start to fly off the items, and a small plume
It's romantic.
of rainbow-colored smoke
Oh,
comes out the end of one of the items, and there's
He's
a
gay.
sudden
Oh.
as all of them critically combine and flare together, and over the space of a minute, the following happens.
No!
First,
Oh my god, 10 rounds in it.
you had to roll once for every round
Yeah.
for the next minute. Which, if we were in combat, that would have been, that, but...
That would have been interesting.
But as it happens here, on the edge of Lake Baratok, first, there's a tearing sound and a rift opens in the air next to you, and a small, metallic Modron clanks down onto the shores of Lake Baratok,
Do that one.
looks around, he's like, and it clink, 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 starts marching around. And you've got this little fella for good, because they can't leave Barovia.
Oh god! We've got a little Tamagotchi!
I finally get to find out what the
As you're
fuck
staring, like in confusion, what is this creature that has appeared? You've never seen the like of it before. Suddenly, all of you see a slight pulse, and it seems like Krieg's feathers harden and kind of toughen around him into a kind of like carapace, and he has resistance to all damage. And then, as you're looking, it's like, what happened to him? All of you suddenly throw up your hands in front of your faces as he erupts in bright light, and everyone that's immediately around him is blinded briefly as he just glows bright light, and you're just like, oh, what's going on? Craig, are you okay? And Craig, you're looking around, and as you look around, you don't see anything, but your eyes pulse gold, and you feel if there were any invisible creatures here, you would be able to see them. And then, as soon as that feeling of resistance hit, at the same time, you, Xennicus, Vanta, and Asara all feel a sudden weakening, and you feel squishy, and you feel vulnerable to several types of damage. And then, boom, you start to glow again, the light becomes brighter, everyone's blinded once more. And then, let me roll it. Actually, no, Craig, roll me a d4.
Okay.
Oh no. That means it's gonna hit someone.
Actually, d5, please. Half a d10.
Okay, half a d10. All right.
That's how many
I
people
got
are
a
here.
10, so 5.
A 5? Okay, so that is okay. So yes, there's a sudden ricocheting pulse of black energy that flies off one of the items and just slams into Maxine's side.
What the hell are you doing?
And she's like, what is this? What have you done to me? And she just vomits up onto the ground, the grass and the reeds that she was eating before. You've poisoned her. And then, as you're like, Maxine, I'm sorry, and then boom, those eyes go glow again. Still no invisible creatures. And then, suddenly, the magic starts to swirl around you, and then boom, you cast mirror image, and 3 more Krigs appear around you. And then,
Oh my god.
suddenly, the real you, whichever that is, gets a vision of the future. And you are sure that within the next minute, if all of you come under attack, and Craig, for some reason, if you are killed, you will be immediately reincarnated. But only for a minute. So you rush to Castle Ravenloft as quick as you can, sir. Yes, indeed.
Shining bright light. You would be really powerful against those vampires.
Krieg uses this chance to exercise his need for violence. I'm sorry.
One more.
Uh-oh.
Craig, you have this see invisibility on, so you don't react. You're not sure what everyone's going on about. Everyone else, with regards to each other, vanishes. You cannot see anybody.
What did you do? Craig, what did you do?
I don't
The voices.
know.
They're
Where's
outside
everyone?
of my head.
I don't.
This isn't supposed to
hear each
happen. The
other?
voices are outside of my head.
You can hear them.
All right.
Rick, put the items down right now.
Okay, all right. They're down.
You can see them fine, Craig. But the rest of you, just your disembodied voices are just echoing out of the air.
Where did you go?
Did you put them down?
Yes.
Why can't I see anyone?
I have put them down.
What
I
have you
can see you.
Done, you stupid child, says Imaris' voice.
I'm sniffing along the ground trying to find people.
Someone throttle him.
I'm doing
Vanta,
like those wide-laid steps when they're looking for bodies in fields.
Vanta, you stumble as a large horse, not being able to see you, stumbles past you and knocks into you, and is making a beeline for Craig. And Craig, you
That's
see
holy
Maxine just
fear.
coming straight towards you, knocking Vanta out of the way, seemingly carelessly, not even caring that Vanta was there, because you still don't know they're invisible. And she just comes over to you, she's like, what have you done to me? You stupid bird.
I don't know. I just wanted the staff to work.
Oh, it works! You picked. Oh no, I can't see him.
Craig is
You can hear
visible. The rest of you are
Oh, Craig
invisible.
is visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. Put that shit down.
Okay. All right. It's down.
Where did you put everyone?
Everyone is here. They're right here.
Cheers, Patch.
No, what? I
I
can
hear
smell
people.
everyone, but they are not here. This is the opposite of using Skype with a dog.
Okay. Everyone is here.
What?
I am not a cat.
Everyone
I
is
smell
here.
them,
I don't
they're
know
not
what
here.
you guys are talking about.
Fix it. Fix what you did.
Okay, well, I don't think I have that kind of magic. If you want me to start banging the sticks together again, I can do that.
You are
No!
forbidden from ever touching sticks again. Go fly up in a cloud. Where's
IMR's is like, no, wait. This is kind of perfect. If this is the kind of invisibility that I know is possible, we will not reappear until we make an attack.
Did you just roll us into a whole strategy by chance? What the hell?
Yes,
will
that is exactly what I plan to do.
But then we'll technically miss our dinner date and he'll be angry with us.
No, Crick can go in our stead. And we can all just be lurking behind him in a big group of invisible death.
Yeah. Everyone here is not the quietest.
No.
I've noticed.
I'm more thinking he's gonna be like, just figure out we're there. It's not good. Like, this is gonna be nothing to him. You just said that he could destroy super powerful wizards.
Let us just dwell on the words of Elucia in chat there for a second. That was so much less awful than it could have been.
It was. That could have been like
Shit,
3
yeah.
fireballs. 3
Oh
fireballs
my
on a sheep.
God.
We are all sheep. We go to Strahd's as sheep.
Craig just there is like, oh, I'm just here with my herd. Flock, I guess.
With his lamb, because he fireballed us all.
Well, that didn't work.
Okay. So,
He's gonna know we're there. You're like, have you heard this one walk through the woods? And I point to no one because I don't know where he is, but he knows who I'm pointing to. It's Seneca. He doesn't know.
I don't know. I presume it's not me because I'm actually very stealthy. So I'm like,
yeah, so are you thinking of fire more?
I'm like,
oh yeah, that's true. All right.
I'm like, you
Maybe
think
I am thinking about fire more.
She must not know enough about Amaris to know that he's actually stealthy too. So that's what she.
That must be it.
I'm sure that's what it was. Names.
Maris, how long is this supposed to last if this is the invisibility you're thinking it is?
Until we make an attack.
I don't think it will disappear, and yeah, until we take some action that will give us away.
Well,
So excuse the sounds there, chat.
If we have enough time, do you think we could just like take that sword from that dragon horde?
Seneca's.
Imar looks in your general direction, where your voice came from. He's like, we do not have time. Can you remember? You have traveled past the castle before. You remember how far away we are? If we want to get there, we need to go.
Some sticks again, and we'll fly. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's yes, that's what we should leave it to. Let's leave it to that.
Xenacus, that is one of your many other trains of thought speaking, I believe.
Oh, everyone. Hands clasped together. EDH, the patron saint of Phoenix Uwaki, has entered the chat.
Hello. All harmonize.
That's pretty good. Sorry, just reverence for EDH was our magic number.
For another harmony.
He was he was our magic number 50.
Aww. I'm gonna and we can't even see each other. What if we run into each other?
Are we gonna have to go like Craig put holding a big stick and we just hold it?
Right, a floating stick won't be suspicious.
No, he's holding one into the thing, so Craig walking around with a big stick.
This. Yeah, like this.
I could
and Craig
cast-
would pick up the staff that he
No,
put down.
no, put it down, put it down.
You see Iris' voice like right next to your ear. Is like, put that down.
I could cast see invisibility, but then only I would be able to see, so it seems pointless.
Well, I mean, we could at least make use of this if we start heading in the direction of the castle. He flies above us. no one's going to mess with us. We can go through Vallaki finally. I was worried about how we'd get to the other side being
I
banished.
was about to say, yeah, at the very least, we can just get through Vallaki, okay?
We've been banished, but now we can get through.
Yep.
'Cause-
True.
We can walk and Crid can fly over.
yeah.
Why don't we take this 50 foot of rope that I have and tie ourselves together?
And Marcy's like, no, if we're going to get there in time, we need to take the wagons.
Why don't you guys get on the caravan?
Ghost wagon.
I can drive.
The wagon.
Krieg wagon.
You are also
Either
banned from Vallaki.
Krieg?
But you've travelled around the outside of Vallaki before. It's possible.
Is,
Hmm.
You don't
is
have to go through.
Is Maxine invisible?
Yes.
Right.
Invisible horse, invisible
No,
horse.
about
because
this?
I'm just saying
How
we're in
about
a
this?
haunted carriage right now.
What
Because there's
if?
no horse
Oh
pulling it.
my god, Maxine could drive the carriage and
Mhm.
and Crig could sit on top of Maxine and just be floating, ghostly pulling this wagon.
Do it.
Or, no,
Do it.
I
no,
want
what
to do
Crig
that.
does
It's a
is
really
Crig-
bad idea.
no, better idea. Craig puts a rope on the carriage and flies in front, and it looks like he's pulling it.
That's amazing.
But we have to go around.
Yeah, I know, but
Crig
just
can't-
the aesthetics.
If Krieg can't be seen, why don't we put someone who's already invisible in front and dress them up as though they are still visible?
Does that work?
Then if they pull down the cloak, they will die of fright and another soul will be delivered into limbo for the waiting of the Raven Queen.
Headless horseman.
Indeed. I see no downsides. Either we make it through unaccosted, or we make it through unaccosted and we take a soul.
EDH, they were banned for vicious unhappiness. Malicious unhappiness.
Malicious.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which
Sure
I
there's
disagree
some-
with. I was.
I
very
think it's
happy.
more of like a suspicious unhappiness.
Basically just causing a ruckus and messing with the status
Yeah.
quo. As any good adventuring party should.
Mhm.
So, you...
And releasing tigers.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a good.
That wasn't you. You
Do you
I know,
guys
but we got
remember
blamed
Wacky?
for it. We got blamed for it.
That's true, that's true.
Valaki Spring Break.
Amaris just like raises his hand. It was me.
But we can't see
I
it, so
did
it's
that.
fine. But we can't see it, so it's fine.
Krieg knows. Okay, so what are you doing? What's the plan? You're gonna take the wagons and make them
Yeah.
ghost wagons?
Yes. Yes.
Wagon.
Ghost
Go
wagon.
around Vallaki.
Yes.
Ghost
Go
wagon
around Vallaki.
around Vallaki.
No one's gonna mess with the ghost wagon.
I think
If
that's
we go
actually a
through
really
gate,
fun
we're not
idea.
gonna open the gate if we're
No,
a ghost
That's the
wagon.
thing. If we go around, no, like even just
Oh, yeah.
going
Yeah, right, they
through the
wouldn't-
road, no one's going to mess with the
They,
ghost
yeah, they
wagon.
won't try and come and intercept you or anything.
And if anyone does try, a ghostly crossbow bolt will appear,
And then you will
Yeah.
appear. That's an attack.
and then one of us will appear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, okay, so you.
Oh, that's fun. We can have an order at which we reveal ourselves. So if one person attacks, we let them attack until they are exhausted, and then the next person, and so on and so on.
So you mount up on the two wagons. You mount up on the two wagons, and the invisible Maxine is pulling one. The ethereal ghostly horse is already looking the parts of pulling the other. Or are you all going to try and go on Aramis? You're going to take
Yeah.
Esmeralda's.
I feel like if we have to make a quick escape, it's gonna be too much.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
We have to split off from MRS afterwards.
If you need a distraction, you detonate Esmeralda's wagon.
That's true.
I was
That's
thinking more
true.
just if we have to go separate ways after this, depending on what happens.
Yeah.
Having our own wagon would be useful.
Okay.
This dragon then?
You weren't holding it down. Am I invisible?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. So someone else would have to drive Esmeralda's caravan.
No, because it's a ghost one.
Let me double check that. Yeah. Yeah, each creature within 30 feet of you.
Oh. Does that also mean every bug?
I was yeah, apparently. Sorry, I was reading it quickly, but fuck it. My original ruling stands. Each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute.
We're
But no,
sticking with that until
no,
the next
I
attack.
have spoken. My original ruling counts.
God is
I like
here,
the
and
sound.
he
Damn it.
says so.
I like
Yes.
it.
Yeah. So,
Just think of all the the defenseless little bunnies who are now invisible, who are living in that burrow 30
They're
feet?
never going to attack ever, so they'll
no,
be fine.
so they're just invisible bunnies.
There's a bunch of invisible fish in the lake now as well.
They all think they're alone.
Why would you ruin this? Why would you ruin this?
this?
We were happy that those bunny rabbits were safe from eternity, and then you just made us
Oh
feel
my
bad.
god! A little bunny just lost
They would have
its
wanted me
entire
to speak their
family!
truth.
You see a little blue waistcoat on a little bunny. He's like, Mopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, where are you? Where are you? Hey, I'm from the Lake District.
No,
I can do with pizza
That
what I
is
wish.
a Humblewood campaign starter. Anyway.
Match.
Yeah, that bunny is going to be a character.
Anywho,
So,
You-
let's see.
get
I
into the
do not
wagons and start making your way around the loop through the woods. Let us get you into the Svalish woods.
Svalish Woods.
Svalich.
Two
Bye,
cards.
Tower.
One being dragged by nothing, one by an ethereal horse.
Indeed. Horses, I believe.
There-
there are two
think
ethereal
there's-
horses.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's two of them.
They are named Funky and Chunky.
What?
That is true.
When
We
did that
did
happen?
agree on that last week.
Wow, I missed
We
that.
did.
We
Sorry.
need Esmeralda to argue with you in
Established
chat
this
now.
Canon.
But Esmeralda's not here to correct us, so they're funky and chunky.
Yes.
Okey-doke.
I carefully want.
Just gonna change the password in my notes from Dravesh and Avesh to Funky and Chunky.
So the people in chat have already been talking about the Christmas one-shot. It's like, on Chunky, on Funky, on Dasher and Blitzen. Okay. So, you make your way into the dank, dark woods surrounding the tower and the lake, and making your way through the trees, the wagon wheels creaking eerily as these two wagons with their single Arakokra rider managed to make their way along the road. And once more, before too long, you find yourselves at the crossroads. To the right, off to this mystical land of Krisk, which we may visit someday.
Yeah.
Directly would take you back to Berez, but these ghost wagons turn to the left and start heading east towards the walls of Vallaki. After a certain amount of time, the walls growing ever closer, glimpses of Lake Zarovich off in the trees to the north. You start to see the outlying buildings, the little hovels of the people, desperate enough to be near the town but not able to buy land within its walls. One of those belonging to Jenny Greenteeth, who's out front mussing with some herbs and some mugwort and the like. And she's like just doing some stuff, and then she looks around, she's like,
Oh, of course.
Wave.
and she nods. I see you. I see you.
Wave.
Everyone just like,
Crick, remember, not indoors.
I won't forget it.
And you pass by Jenny Greenteeth's little rural hovel. And are we going north or south? The lakeside or the forest side?
Lakeside.
Okay, well you came around with Arabelle before.
Lakeside.
Yeah.
Because there was talk of like the mage tower being across the lake, so I want to see if we can see it.
Ooh, that's a good point.
There's no tower. The mage has been sighted on the far side. There was no talk of a tower. The only tower is the one you've been just come from.
I see.
Yep.
I see.
Okay, so yeah, you pass around and you go, and as you get closer within sight of the gates, you hear the guards go into their normal spiel. It's like, who goes there? This is the town of Vallaki. You must present yourselves inside. Pietro, there's nobody. Pietro. It's this hurried, rushed, kind of panicked conversation. Do you see? There isn't any. There's no horses. Did you unlock the gate? No, I didn't unlock the gate. Keep it like that. you see these two like halberds like protrude through the bars, like shaking slightly.
Just poke us.
Pietro.
Did you ever?
Pietro.
Do you
Oh.
hear that? It knows my name. I'm cursed.
Pietro.
I'm
I'm
cursed.
gonna swat at nothing next to me.
Don't attack. Don't attack.
Pietro.
True.
Roll to hit with disadvantage.
No!
You said it. You said it.
Must not.
It's cool. Yeah, with disadvantage.
With
I doubt
disadvantage.
you're gonna hit me.
That's gonna be. Okay, disadvantage. Don't do me wrong.
Oh shit.
13.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that doesn't.
13's okay. Phew. Okay.
Oh, thank God, yeah.
The first one was an 18.
So
Which still wouldn't have hit me, so you're fine.
Zenigus,
Ooh.
you smell Asara's hand coming.
No, it just happened to be leaning forward to say Pietro again, and
Yeah,
just went
right.
over his head.
Okay, and
Not the wind.
well, no, so that was a pretty bad roll. You're actually on the other wagon. Anyway, you
That's funny, actually. I like
do
that.
not
Just swat at nothing.
do not break your invisibility, and you carry on as the wagons eerily creak and roll past.
I do have an important question.
I don't think it is, but please ask away.
Well, no, you'll find it a very
Savage.
important question
What?
because it could
It's
completely-
Michael.
Uh-huh.
Did we
Go
just
on,
leave
Michael.
the invisible Modron behind?
No, we didn't, John. We did not. John,
It was
we
invisible. We didn't know it was there. It appeared and it vanished right away.
Crick?
We did.
I would have been able to see it.
Ah, yeah, Craig
How
would
would
have seen it.
how would it know to follow us? You're not its dad.
I thought we had a Tamagotchi pet, and now we just have nothing.
Big are the
Yeah,
We
most.
have
waiting
nothing.
at
We
the
got
tower.
a ghost wagon. How dare
Yeah,
you?
but I want a Tamagotchi.
How big is this thing?
The Modron?
Yeah.
It's a good
Actually, no
It's
idea
a good,
what it
like, you
looks
know, record crate size. I don't know why I went there. That's how big it is.
Record crate, specifically
Alright.
a record crate.
All right.
Dang.
I-
We were talking about YouTube earlier and dating ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how big that is.
Hey, I'm not dating
okay.
myself. I'm merely alluding to the fact that I was a DJ.
Oh,
There
There
we
you go.
there you go. Now you're cool. You get
A
all
bit
your
of
cool
backstory.
And
The
you-
lore is deep in this
That's
one.
the,
Yeah,
the problem with you, like
yeah.
being young, is you missed the wacky beach bomb back in the day.
I got the
I
last
know.
one.
Oh, you got the last
I
one?
got the
Nice.
I got the
nice.
last one.
Michael
What's
got the
beach
last one,
bomb?
which had 3,000 people on Yoskura Beach. It was
What?
insane.
How was a
Holy
wacky cool?
it
It was cool.
It was good. It was good.
Oh,
Dang.
why
Good
don't I
time.
have that now?
Fuddy
Says
Duddy's
people
messing it
complained.
up.
Anyway,
I
sorry.
would.
Yes.
I would
yes.
like to think that Craig would have hefted it up onto the.
It's gonna be talking.
Onto the crate or onto the caravan. Right,
It's like
exactly.
inside-
I mean,
inside
that's
the
a
caravan.
weird sound. Like,
So this like caravan's just going past. It's like beep boop beep beep boop.
Yeah. I'm not trying to weird out Strahd.
I think
Well, we're definitely going to.
it very clearly looks like it was patrolling around the island. So I think you thought it was probably quite safe to leave. Just it looked like it was definitely on a programmed route.
So we can come
That
back
makes
and
sense.
collect it. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to check because I didn't want to forget about the Modron because it's in my notes. I'm just like, wait a minute, what did we do with it?
Absolutely nothing.
Sorry.
No,
um,
we really didn't do anything with that one.
Here we go. I'm trying to think. I think it's one of the. Dylan, what's the name of the circular one with the little wings? It's
Snitch.
this fella.
The snitch.
Hello.
It is the
Oh,
snitch.
it's cute. Oh, I
my
like
God.
it. Oh, I like his little dagger.
These things always show up and they never do anything, so I
Yeah.
don't know what they do. They always just magic into our
it's
world.
got its little.
You've seen them all over the place, yeah. You've seen one in Avernus, you saw one in Baldur's Gate, which the artificer immediately destroyed, which confused the fuck out of me. I was like, what? Why did the artificer just kill this amazing mechanical creature that appeared? Monodrone.
Mechanical.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you. Monodrone is the one that appeared.
Has
Yes,
the name-
steampunk Mike Wazowski.
That's what I was thinking. Mike Wazowski should be its name, but like make it fantasy.
It's
Like
Mike.
Mike, but there's a couple of J's in there somewhere.
There's an H and an apostrophe in there.
Yeah.
It's not-
Wazowski sort of fits Barovia.
It's not a drow modron.
Yeah.
It's got just random apostrophes all over the place.
Okay. Random apostrophes
They're
instead of a
meaningful,
W, it's a
John.
V. I'm done. Easy.
Anywho, you having freaked out these guys, Pietra. The last you see of Pietra is he's abandoning his post, running for his mother's house.
Aww, cute.
Well, he's getting banished for malicious unhappiness for abandoning his post.
That's true.
And they're terrified, and as you predicted, they are too scared to venture beyond the gates. They leave them firmly shut and leave you to your own devices as you slowly creak your way around the top end of the city. And you, at this point, you've actually come quite a bit away from the lake again, I'm afraid, Xenicus. So you don't get a decent view. It's actually the section of road you remember to the east of Vallaki was actually came really close to the lake quite a few times. Actually, let me get you on the map here so we can have a see where we're headed. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way to do like an Indiana Jones animated map journey. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Ah. Okay. My computer didn't like closing that window. There you go. It's okay. There you go. Right, so, yes, everyone, they have gone. Please ignore the Fey ex-deity lurking in the woods to the south, as that is the Forest Thane's lady.
She's just chilling.
She is just chilling out there, just randomly stroking that person's head over and over.
Cute.
And yes, you make your way around. It's a bit of a longer drive, as you can see on the map there. It kind of Vallaki kind of expands towards the lake. There's like the fisher folk and stuff are living there, and so you have to make your way around that way. And you do see the lake, that same spot you plunged into those boats and managed to save the Vistarni girl from the drunken fisher man that was trying to sacrifice her to bring himself luck.
Back to the old gods.
Indeed. And you make your way along the old Svalek road there and find yourself along the shores of Lake Zarovich before you enter into that long sweeping switchback up into the hills that make up the central region of Barovia. And you're climbing higher and higher, and as you do so, you see a sight that you haven't seen for a few days now. The broken, burnt out remains of the old bone grinder, looking even more dilapidated and sickly than it did before, still hunched atop the hill, just a ring of broken, blackened stonework, with all of the structure above collapsed and gone, but still with plenty of ravens flapping around. You take a moment as you're driving by, look up to it, wondering, where are those night hags now? Because you were not able to kill any of them, and they all escaped your attack. Now, pondering that, you climb even higher and up until last time you were here, you were accosted by a ghostly horseman. Now you are the ghostly horseman. That's character development right there. And you find yourselves approaching the gates of Barovia. As I sort this, everyone, please do, if you get the chance, head over to Patreon and have a look at James's RPG art, who has supplied all of these fantastic animated images of Barovia for the Curse of Strahd. Sorry, you're losing the top of the picture there, but you get the gist. And you start coming up to these massive crumbling stonework walls, the two giant statues, one of them having lost an arm that's lying discarded in the foliage at the side. And you see the magic flames flickering and the vast iron doors closed until you reach that certain distance. And then with a they open up for you without any assistance. No guards man these walls. And you look up at the portcullis hanging menacingly above as you make your way through the gates of Barovia into the region beyond, wherein lies the village of Barovia and Castle Ravenloft. Now,
Scary.
scary. Sorry, yeah, only get to enjoy this one very briefly, chat. Bye. Now, as you pass through the gates into the next region of Barovia, you find yourself. Sorry, let me bring the map to match here. Sorry, everybody. So this is the gate here where they just passed through. And as you emerge on the far side of these gates, you find yourselves once more at a junction. A junction that you have visited before. Last time you were coming from the south, having met with Madame Ava and heard your Taroko reading. This time you return from the north. But there is still that eastern way leading off up the mountains, winding up a spur of hillside with remnants of cobblestones, making it look like it was much more important, a much more well-traveled thoroughfare than other roads that you have come across in the valley. Knowing, as you do, that this leads to the castle. Now, just a moment, please. Even as you've climbed up here into the mountains, even here in the mountains, the forest and the fog are inescapable, crowding conspiratorially around the road, hunching over as if to listen in on any conversations that might be happening on any traffic that's passing by. Ahead, as I said, you see the dirt road splitting into two, widening towards the east where there are patches of cobblestone suggesting that it was important, and then carrying on to the south towards the village of Barovia. And I took away that Gates of Barovia picture for you, chat, but you do get to see a new picture, as do the players, because parked at the fork in the road, pointing to the east towards that cobbled road, there is a large black carriage drawn by two midnight black horses. The horses snort puffs of steamy breath into the chill mountain air, and as you approach, the side door of the carriage creaks open. This.
Yeah. Vanta's just looking at the sky.
Same.
Waiting for us, I think. For guests.
Quite possibly. Or someone's taking a leak.
Or a trap.
Or we manifested a real ghost wagon.
I like
We
that
can't
one.
be quiet.
We're ghosts. We're allowed to talk.
Boo.
Ooh.
Am I terrifying?
Oh, look at that breath.
Always.
That's so cool.
Always.
Wonderful.
Same answer from Craig. Because there.
So, the carriage looks like it would be big enough for all of you. And you definitely get the feeling that whilst you're guests of Strahd, nothing would happen to your stuff that was left here.
I'm sure.
Nothing would
Alright.
dare. Nothing would dare mess with it.
And we
It
pile in.
seems he might know. It does seem he might know we're here.
Or he just left that out all day.
Do you think that's a possibility?
I mean, the horses look like kind of cold.
Oh. I pat one of the horses. They probably go because we're invisible.
Are you
Unless-
walking over?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maxine,
What?
after you.
Maxine getting the
Yeah,
carriage.
Maxine gets in the carriage.
That is what I want,
Sits.
please.
Unfortunately, only Krieg sees this, but she sits, crosses her legs and opens a good book.
Oh my god, what does that even look like?
As the carriage
She
lists
takes
to
off
the
her
side.
hooves,
Oh
revealing
no!
Yeah.
No!
hooves off.
I want to note that one of Colby's real life fears is being kicked in the head by a horse.
That is true.
So
A
when the
legit
horse was
fear.
barreling towards him, I was like, "Oh no, what's gonna happen?"
I remember, don't
Oh.
worry.
Legit
I remember,
fear.
I remember.
I've ridden
Sean
horse.
knows and we'll use it
Sorry,
again.
sorry for going that close.
I can ride
No,
horses.
it's okay.
and
No, it was funny.
I've seen like how nasty those things can be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I can ride
Let's
horses.
let's not
That's
make
cool.
Colby have any vivid images in his mind, shall we?
yeah.
So, you
I hate moths.
one by one clamber up into this rich velvet interior, thick carpets on the floor, and very comfortably padded seats. 4 of you can sit on either side. Maxine does not join you.
Oh, dang it.
Right, yeah.
Maxine says, I will look after the wagons, and I will be ready to leave in an instant, if you should so desire.
Remember, that one can explode.
Oh, I am well aware. I helped Esmeralda rig the charges myself, from my days when I was in the Resistance.
Like no one can see them with a
Dexterous
complete look of
move.
confusion on
Do
all of
you
our
hear
faces.
the people sing?
Maxine is like everything that we need for a heist. She is the getaway car.
Indeed,
She
Patch.
is the getaway driver.
Yep.
She is the explosives expert.
She pulls a flat cap down over her brow and starts puffing on a black cigarette.
She's gonna give us our job in Honey Heist.
Go talk a little treason.
Gotta pick a little pocket or two.
Actually, one of my students, an old lady student that I have that loves musicals, and she'll travel. She goes to see the opera in Italy and stuff by herself. She's a badass.
Oh, wow. That's
She was telling me the story of when she went to the first performance of Oliver when it was first came to Japan,
amazing.
and she was just in a dream. She's like, oh, remembering it all.
That's so
I
sweet.
thought that story was going somewhere else. I thought that this old lady was a pickpocket.
That would be really interesting.
Yes.
So
Inspired.
good.
Yeah, all those European pickpockets didn't know what was coming. turn the
stole my
tables.
Lovely Japanese grandma just getting them all back.
Yep. My mother-in-law almost lost her purse at the top of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, it's real. Be very careful. So, as you all
Is there a
sit
drink bar?
slightly nervously, there is not. As you all sit slightly nervously in the interior,
In-flight entertainment.
luxurious as it is, the door once more creaks shut, and you hear a faint whinny as the
Put on your life
horses
jackets. Like this.
start to move slowly at first, and then gaining speed just to a nice trot, nothing too hectic. And you are taken by Strahd's own carriage off to the east. After winding through the forest and craggy mountain peaks on either side, the road takes a sudden turn to the east as dark thunderclouds roil and boil in the sky, rolling in from the west as a flicker of lightning here and there illuminates the peaks around you and the tops of the trees. Then the rain starts falling, not too heavily, but it's that kind of rain that any time spent in it would just soak you to the bone. And you can hear the horses' black hooves splashing in puddles where it's pulled in this ancient road. And as the road turns to the east, you are suddenly confronted with the startling, awesome presence of Castle Ravenloft's towers before you. The carriage comes to a dead stop right before twin turrets of stone, broken from years of exposure. And beyond these guard towers, you see the precipice of a 50-foot wide, fog-filled chasm that disappears down into unknown depths. What do you do? And sorry, once again, to be so fleeting, but I need to change this picture once more. Using all of James's RPG art today.
Yes, good.
Just to clarify, we see the castle,
Yes.
and the carriage has stopped, and there's a huge chasm preventing us from going inside.
Well, no. The chasm is
No?
there.
Okay,
Let's-
okay.
Let me just bring up this lovely image.
For the chasm map.
Talk to me about those chasms.
There we go.
Okay. Let's have a look. I swear it still comes up on the stream.
No worries. It's coming.
Is it moat?
No,
See a drawbridge.
It's like a, yeah, it looks like a with this-
Wow. Okay. This is great.
So, as the darkness of evening has closed in, even as this storm came rushing across the sky,
Mm.
you see. I should really bring some sounds to go with this lovely picture. Flashes of light, and the lightning illuminates the towers, even as they're illuminated from within, as the pinpricks of windows and arrow slits can be seen here and there. Torches burning, guttering in the rain but not quenched, are illuminating the sides of the entranceway. Do you step down out of the wagon? Out of the carriage?
I think Vanta definitely does.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you do, and you move to between those two sentry towers on this side of the chasm, you see a lowered drawbridge of old, shored-up wooden beams stretching across the chasm towards you. It spans the whole 50 feet to the archway of the courtyard on the far side. The chains of the drawbridge creak in wind that gusts through the chasm, and the rust-eaten iron strains under the weight of the drawbridge. From atop the high walls of the castle to the front of you, stone gargoyles stare out at you with their hollow eye sockets and hideous grins. On the far side, in the archway to the courtyard itself, a rotting wooden portcullis, green with growth, hangs above the entry tunnel. And beyond that, you can see the main doors to Ravenloft standing open. A rich, warm light spilling from within, flooding into the courtyard as torches flutter sadly in sconces on both sides of the open door.
I'm gonna keep walking.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, Crick, just make sure none of us wander off, please.
By none of us, we mean. I point in a direction. Vanta.
And it's like completely we both point and it's both in the wrong direction.
We
Crick
point
just
at
uses
each
point-
other.
all
Yeah,
right.
like,
let's
point-
go.
point
Vanta,
at us.
at which point Vanta bashes into the both of you by accident. Like, I was trying to rush ahead.
How near the edge of the drawbridge are you?
Oh, I'm tumbling over the edge. No, I'm in the chasm.
For some reason, the rest of you can't see each other. Vanta can't see the edge of the drawbridge either. For some reason, I don't know why. It's bizarre.
What?
No, I would have like used
Here I
my
go.
wing, kind of.
Yeah.
Now.
This is
Children.
good imperial
As-
technology. There is
as
no
women.
barriers, no rails or anything. It's just straight drops onto chasms.
So,
We shall head towards the end.
okay.
Mhm.
You should probably announce us, Crick, or announce yourself.
You said the door was open, right?
Yep. Well, first, are you going through the gatehouse into the courtyard itself? Okay. As you
Yeah,
pass, you pass beneath that portcullis with all that green growth on it, and through the thickness of the walls, powered thick, and into the courtyard proper. You see, just looming up above you, these massive walls and the towers stretching up, clawing at the sky above as they're illuminated by that flash of lightning. Thank you, Syrinscape. And as you emerge into the courtyard, thick, cold fog swirls around as sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead and thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see those torch flames once more fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. That warm light spilling out, beckoning you within to the shelter of the castle. High above the entrance, you see, is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in the iron frame. And the courtyard extends off to the right and left around the edges of the main keep.
Should I just
Yes.
hello? We've arrived for our dinner date.
Cute. It's Krieg X Strahd. Dating sim.
As you approach the doors, sorry,
No,
You
I'm
can
just
see-
whispering.
you can see the detail as you get within the torchlight. And the ornate outer doors are hanging open, flanked by these torches. But then, 20 feet further within, you can see there is a second set of doors.
God, how many doors are on this place?
I walk in and I knock on the door for Craig because he won't move.
And I will like rush to catch up with the sound because Asara is invisible.
Well, Asara, as
Yeah.
you walk past Craig And you see his feathers on his neck kind of raise up as this ghostly presence passes him by. As you approach those inner doors, they suddenly swing open before you even lay a hand on them. And within is revealed a grand hall filled with the sound of organ music.
Oh no.
And you can see just the gorgeous richness of the interior here. The carpets, the candelabras, hanging from the ceiling, a massive chandelier. As you enter into Castle Ravenloft.
Okay. Hello? I don't want to be rude entering this place.
We were invited.
Yes, I understand we've been invited.
So Nick-
Nick's just talking
Craig's
to
just
himself,
talking to
going
himself.
crazy.
Asara,
Yeah.
after you've kind of like, you turn around at the sound of this music as the sound spills out into the space, with these doors. It feels like these doors will have some kind of barrier on them, but this was suddenly audible as they opened up. And as you turn to look to your friends, you see up in the corners of this entrance room, there are 4 statues of dragons glaring down at the room with their eyes flickering in the torchlight.
Like real dragons?
Statues.
Okay.
Statues.
I'm like,
Keywords.
do I think I think I see real dragons, or
I mean,
they're clearly statues?
you think you're, yeah. But, I mean, who knows?
Right. We know why you mentioned them, but
Do you continue into the main foyer?
I do, yeah.
Mhm.
Asara's
yeah.
done because Craig is being so slow, and she's like, he would be the one that everyone can see. Now we're all waiting for this bird screaming hello to the foyer.
Crick, you can see that Ayamaris has stepped up to your side. He's like, do not fear, Crick. Remember, if he wanted us dead, it would have happened a long time ago.
That's a good point.
Come on.
Okay. All right.
And Zenicus, Vanta, what are you doing?
So Vanta's probably like doing an explore along with Asara, I'd say. Although not knowing where Asara is, she's just doing the same thing in random places. So investigating the room.
Okay.
Sniffing around.
So yeah, as you come in from this vestibule into the main entranceway proper, you can see cobwebs stretching between the columns that support this vast vaulted ceiling of a great dusty hall, dimly lit by sputtering torches in iron sconces. The torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles squatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling. Cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by decay, and double doors of bronze stand closed to the east. To the north, a wide staircase climbs into darkness, and the lit hallway to the south contains another set of bronze doors, through which you can hear the sad tones of a pipe organ. As you look towards those stairs, descending from out of the darkness, you see a figure that you have seen once before. A figure that you saw in the graveyard of the village of Barovia. Strahd's butler?
Letter deliverer.
Letter deliverer?
Companion.
Rahadin.
I was like, you got Arena!
Now, Zenicus, do you remember what happened when you met Rahadin?
Yeah.
You were the only one that
I'm
went
looking at my
anywhere
notes.
nearby.
I
As you stepped up to him,
growled.
as you see him,
Yeah.
you remember the screams and the cries of torment of all of his thousands of victims over the years. But that is not what you're hearing now. You're just hearing the organ, as he is not that close.
I'll keep my distance from him.
And the rest of you see Rahadin, this elf with brown skin, long black hair, descending from the wide staircase, quiet as a cat. He wears a grey cloak over black studded leather armor. He has a... Whoa. He leaps into action. No. Something when Syrinscape manages to scare the DM as well.
I love
Well,
that.
I just got it there.
We
I
had
was
the
like, what are
warning
you guys
because
reacting at?
it was like 2 seconds. You went whoa, and I was like, what? I thought you had a spider.
Sorry. And as he alights onto the carpet from the top of the final stair, he walks towards you. A polished scimitar hanging from his belt. And he nods knowingly. My master is expecting you.
Michael wants to know if that was a singular you or a plural you.
So you're pretty quiet there, mate. Sorry again?
I want to know if that was a singular you or a plural you.
Vanta is also interested and is probably going to test the theory by walking directly towards him with eye contact.
Eye contact makes it.
Just to see
You
if he
just-
can see her.
He stands there impassively, waiting. He does have a hand on the pommel of the scimitar, but not threateningly.
He didn't have any reaction to me just up to him.
And, well, he can't see you. This is the thing.
So that's what I'm
That's
trying
what
to.
he's-
Yeah,
that's
that's
what he's
exactly what I'm
trying
trying
to
to establish.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can't see us.
We're confirming the lack of sight because we don't believe it. It's too good to be true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't see. Oh,
Sweet.
sorry, that's of course what you were referring to as well, Michael. Yeah,
Yeah,
excuse me. And Vanta, as you get closer, you step within a certain distance, and you just start to hear a. And just this constant screaming, wailing echo of every soul that he has taken just floods over you and almost like takes you out of consciousness as this wave of grief and sorrow just washes over you.
Vanta takes a step back and her resolve is strengthened. More she knows there are people waiting for her queen. Hell yeah.
If Craig like walks like too close to that guy, Zenicus, knowing what it is, will kind of like try and put a hand up like on him, like kind of stop on him. But like from getting too close, but yeah. But he's kind of keeping an eye on this guy very cautiously.
Okay. Raidin looks to you, Craig. Well? Are you ready for your dinner?
I suppose as ready as I can be.
Then, shall we? And he steps forwards and diagonally around Vanta and moves past her and continues towards you, Craig.
Zenicus is like tugging at him,
Uh-huh.
trying to pull him away. Without saying anything.
I think
I would have
Vanta has a thought about why he would need to avoid her. So she's gonna walk to Zenicus and pull him away from Krieg before Krieg can get into that realm, that radius of screaming, so that he doesn't breach that. I because her theory is that he could tell that she breached the scream line, and if they want to stay invisible, she's going to go and try and pull Xenacus away so that he can.
Well,
Have
but
a
you
chance.
guys can't see.
You can't see me. So.
Ah! Sorry, man. You're on your own.
I can see all of you, and you can see me.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, but we can't see each other.
Right.
So I'm still tugging it. Look.
Which means I would have seen him step around Vanta.
Yes.
And I would think that Krieg would say something to the effect of like he would try to fly a little bit and just kind of apologize to Rahadin and say, "You'll forgive me, it's been a while, I'm a little cramped."
He nods.
So, to dinner then?
Yes. Indeed. And he leads you on. Sorry, I have a picture I want to find if I can.
Sure.
Hopefully there is a nice picture of it to share with you.
A lovely picture, I'm sure.
That's right. Bear with me, everybody.
Krieg kind of realizing his manners, I think he would say something like, "How absolutely rude of me. I don't think that we've met before. My name's Krieg."
Do you forget? We have met. I was at the funeral of the previous burgomaster of the village of Barovia.
Of course. I hadn't forgotten that. I just...
We have not spoken.
Exactly.
I am Rahadin, Chamberlain to Count Strahd von Zarovich. And you are?
Krieg.
Yes.
You'll have to, again, forgive me for my lack of knowledge, but what exactly is a Chamberlain?
I see to the Count's affairs and solve any problems he may have. I trust there will be no problems this evening.
Certainly not.
Then, let us proceed. And he carries on to the south towards that other set of bronze doors where you can hear the organ playing behind them. And as he opens them wide, you see inside 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls, supporting the ceiling above. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with fine white satin cloth and laden with many delectable foods. Roasted beef basted in savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables piled high. Places are set for each of you, all of you, with fine, delicate china and silver, and at each place is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid, with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance that reaches Xenacus's nostrils, even from the doorway. At the center of the far west wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ, its pipes blare out this thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, a single caped figure pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. As I can show you, this is what I was looking for.
Cool.
So that's where that sound was coming from.
It looks like Freddy Krueger in that hat.
Damn it, I've got to wait for the stream. Ah.
It's coming, it's coming. Boom.
Did you get it
I
yet,
wanted
Mike?
to be freaked out.
Get it yet, Mike?
Almost. Ooh.
Now.
Kick-ass organ.
Oh my god, is that Strahd?
He's
What
playing
is-
this
He's got
organ,
some
right?
fashion choices.
And
Yeah.
you hear, before you round the corner of the doors and see for yourselves, you hear Imaris's breath catch in his throat. As Krieg, you see, he's not looking at this organ or the musician sat at its keys, but rather past it to a elaborate, macabre-looking chair, almost throne-like in its decoration. And a figure. A female. Dark hair tumbling down to her shoulders. And you hear Imaris's whispered surprise. Esmeralda? As the rest of you round the edge of the doorway and see, sat languidly in this chair, a large owl perched at her side, and her hands stroking the head of a massive wolf.
Oh no. Oh no.
As you see... Emma, do you have some water?
I spoke for the stream, but
Damn, she turned fast.
As you see this vision before you.
Right now, Marin's got to pop back in.
It's getting ready to spit the water out.
oh!
There it is.
Does she know I like women?
That's why I checked if you had water, because I
Esmeralda!
predicted you might be about to get slightly thirsty.
In character, this is banter. This is all
Okay,
banter.
okay. Mhm,
Vanta's saying, does she know she likes women?
Hey.
As Rahadin moves ahead of you into the room and steps to the side, bowing respectfully, the figure of Esmeralda, looking rather different to when she was last seen being carried away by Strahd, rises lazily to her feet and takes a long sip of the red liquid in the glass. And before I step into this last little piece of the evening, I need to make a request of all you lovely people in chat.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Is it though?
Please be respectful and indulge me in what I would like to do here. And do not write any spoilers in chat. Not for Curse of Strahd, for something else currently in the zeitgeist. If I see Michael, you have permission, and you will know what they are if you see them. You have my
Okay.
permission to smite
will
them
Okay.
mightily, and not
I will
not
know
banning them. That's rather harsh, but
No. Time
but
out.
do get shot of that. So everyone,
Maxine,
please.
Time
I know-
outs for spoilers.
I know the urge might be there, but do please resist. and do not spoil it for anyone who has not seen and does not recognize what is happening. With that said, as the organ's reverberations echo and die in the pipes, and Esmeralda walks to the table, placing a delicate porcelain white hand on the back of one of the dark ebony chairs. Strahd, for it is he, turns in his seat with a toothy smile, his arms spread wide, and he stands from the organ and says, "At long last, you have all arrived. It makes me really appreciate all of the hard work that you put in." And he steps to Esmeralda, putting a perfectly manicured hand on her shoulder. "All of the hard work that you put in, my dear sister." And he looks, "Oh, don't look like that." And he turns to the empty air where Iamaris is standing. "Iamaris, your poor, sweet Esmeralda, or Lady Vanta." And he turns to you, and shh, Esmeralda's form shifts and changes into the cleric of the Raven Queen that sent you on your way from Waterdeep. "Or Asara Bell." Shoo, the form changes again, and it is Kamaria Shattermast, the Harper agents that you are searching for. "Or boys, my dear boys."
It's gonna be a bunch of
Shoo.
kids.
As the form shifts once more into Damia, the Vistarni girl. And just to tie it all together at the very end, shoo, once more, her form shifts into Lady Morwen Daggerfoot.
Oh no, come on.
And we can't deny all the hard work. Shoo, it's the hag from the Bone Grinder. And she killed Danica too.
Where the fuck is Lady Daggerford?
And we shall stop there.
You fiend! I can't
You
believe
horrible.
this. Also, the moment I called that music, I knew
Yeah.
what was going on. But oh
Yeah.
boy,
As soon as he said the first one, it was like, it was my head went. It was. Yeah,
Esmeralda,
all along.
all along.
Iconic.
So-
Well,
I'm disappointed she didn't turn into a bunch of kids though.
that
Okay. Getting chased by
John. Wait, that does imply quite horrifyingly and fittingly that there still are about 40 kids just at the
No,
mercy.
Lady Morwen Daggerford clearly made it up because she was
Oh!
Esmeralda.
It's either that or
Ah!
it's
Yeah,
either that or she
John
sent a
tied it
bunch,
all together. He knew what
or
he was
she's-
doing.
or she
Sent
sent
a
a bunch of
bunch of
kids
kids
just to get
the-
captured, just for it to happen, because the whole town knew about it. So she just sent a bunch of kids to get captured just to get us.
I like both of those theories. I'm gonna believe Xenicus's because I want this to be.
More
I want
intrigue
there to
there.
be something there. I don't know. I feel it.
Ah.
So,
Esmeralda.
everybody, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Our first journey to Castle Ravenloft to have dinner with the Count. Now, if you enjoyed that, and if you're not following us already, please give us a follow to be told when we are going online, and we will be back down in the pits of Avernus for our Descent into Avernus campaign tomorrow. Then, next week on Tuesday, up in Icewind Dale for the Frost Maiden with her new warlock as they go deeper into the Durgar fortress to save the goats and figure out what's going on with all this black crystal and designs for a dragon. Then, before we are back in Barovia, next week on Thursday for us, Wednesday in North America, we will be back down in the Underdark, where they have escaped from the Drow, even though one of their friends was lost in the attempt. But they made good on her sacrifice, and they have escaped their Drow pursuers for now. But will they survive the randomly rolled encounter, which got the strongest, highest number on the table? Thanks for the follow, Dr. Hugo. And then, after that, as we clamber up out of the Underdark, we find ourselves tumbling through the mists once more, and we shall be back here in Barovia for a dinner date with Esmeralda, Kamaria, cleric's name insert here. Do you still have it, Emma? I couldn't find it. I was looking for it. And I was like, where is it? Where is it? It's okay. For next time.
Next time.
And thank you so much, everybody. And we shall enjoy seeing us, and come and join us whenever you get the chance. But until then, as we like to say around these parts, what do you see me to say?
Destiny.
See, thank